This could be interesting.
So let's see who's won.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest Come Dine With Me moments.
In fourth place is me.
Come on, everyone, join in.
Soda.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the most hilarious moments from the show's many dinner parties. Let us know which you found the funniest in the comments below, or if there's any we missed out. Number 10, Dessert Game. When Claire's other courses were disasters, her dessert, an extravagant chocolate sundae, actually went down a treat, with all the guests complimenting her on it.
With dessert devoured, Claire has one last course for her guest.
After they finished, however, she brought out some additional plates so they could play the Flour Game, a game where you put a sweet in a pile of flour and have to get it out without using your hands.
So 3, 2, 1, go, guys.
It's not a hard game, but seeing them all get completely covered in flour is definitely hilarious. Though when the taxis come, they admitted they weren't particularly excited by it, and revealed that they'd been lying about how much they liked the pudding in the first place.
All we're going to say now is that was the best part of the meal.
Giovanni.
Number 9, Mexican Shepherd's Pie.
What's the Mexican twist on a shepherd's pie?
But it's spicy.
I've got chili in it.
Yeah.
Few dishes are as quintessentially British as shepherd's pie, but Paul decided to push the boat out and do something different with this classic. He calls it shepherd's pie with a Mexican twist, adding Mexican cheese and jalapenos, much to the ire of guest D, who struggles to understand what a Mexican twist is.
It's nice, but shepherd's pie is shepherd's pie. It's not a Mexican dish.
It's got a Mexican twist. Are you really that numb?
She repeatedly insists that his main course doesn't make sense because nobody eats shepherd's pie in Mexico, which could be retaliation for Paul mocking D all week.
What makes this dish Mexican?
Shepherd's pie with a Mexican twist. It's got jalapenos in it, for God's sake. Where did they come from? It's got a Mexican... It's not...
He doesn't stop there though, refusing to take criticism for his bland and messy dessert, even though it's a clear failure. It's funny to watch him dig himself deeper into his own hole. Number 8, Handstand. Yvonne's got exactly one party trick, and she'll do it at absolutely every opportunity.
Well, thank heavens for those sunflowers.
This wasn't the first time she brought out her trademark handstand during the week, but it should be the last because she tried to do it against a door that wasn't closed all the way. The others tried to warn her, but it was too little too late. She went crashing through the door and into the kitchen in one of the most embarrassing moments the show has ever aired.
Oh, come on, Bill, show us your moves.
You know there's only one thing that I can do, and it's this.
Oh, whoopsie! And she's in the kitchen.
At least she manages to brush it off, no worse for wear, and viewers got this legendary scene to laugh at. Number 7, Dennis's chest.
You have like possibly wanting someone to come and lick that off you, or
what am I gonna do?
By the end of the week, Pete's had enough of Lynn and Maria fawning over the other male guest, Dennis. The tension bubbles over when one of them discusses that Dennis needs someone to come and lick food off his chest, and Pete finally puts his foot down. He rants about how childish they are for being so obsessed with the other bloke, and for the fact that their swooning is alienating to him.
I really need an answer tonight.
Okay.
I'm getting a bit fed up with this. I really am.
Maybe Pete was a little jealous of Dennis hogging all the attention, but we can see why it would be frustrating to be a guest at this dinner table. Regardless, it was a very funny, if weird thing to lose your temper about.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me. There's 4 of us at this table, not just you two and him.
Number 6, Language Expert. Sam's been getting on everybody's nerves all week by constantly boasting about all the fancy places he's been and how cultured he is, which gets on Caroline's nerves. During a talking head, she says that while she's enjoying the week, she wants Sam to put his money where his mouth is by proving that he can speak the languages of the cultures he enjoys.
I'm desperate wanting to know whether he's actually learned to speak languages.
However, when we cut to Sam's interview immediately after, he struggles to get a single word out. Forget any other languages, Sam's still having trouble getting to grips with English, and he mumbles his way through this funny clip.
I'm not sure he's grasped English this morning.
Number 5, Karen walks out.
David Tennant.
Play you?
Play me.
David Tennant?
David Tennant.
He's about 30 years younger than you.
Doctor Who? Doctor Who are you trying to kid?
The guests decide they're going to guess each other's ages, a surefire way to ruin an evening.
Do you think I'm 65?
Jerry Halliwell is not that old.
No, Jerry Halliwell, so, OK, she was, what, 20 in the 90s?
You think I'm 65?
No, I don't, Karen.
They're deciding who their celebrity lookalikes are when somebody suggests Karen looks a bit like Jerry Halliwell if Halliwell was 15 years older. Given that Halliwell was in her 40s at the time, this put Karen in her 60s, and she wasn't happy about it.
I think I'd be a bit scared of you.
Oh, I'm leaving now.
Oh, no.
She was so outraged that she actually stormed out of the room and raved to the cameras about how she looks significantly younger.
Sodder.
Hey!
She eventually returns to the dinner table, but we're none the wiser about her actual age. Number 4, Ian's paintings.
What's with these pictures? What are they?
These are all my works.
Ian's main course doesn't go down well, the beef takes ages for him to prepare, and the portions are small and incredibly unimpressive. But while bad food usually takes centre stage on Come Dine With Me, it was overshadowed by Ian's artwork collection. He has an array of paintings set up in the living room around the guests, which he says he's painted himself, and they're frequently sold for large sums of money.
This one was for 60.
Does that mean you took 60 seconds to do it?
The guests can't believe it, given that the paintings are abominable and look as though they were done by a child, not a grown man.
I would have given him £5. It looks like a 3-year-old's painted them.
While Ian admitted the beef was terrible, he was far less critical about his ridiculous pictures. Number 3, you won, Jane.
In 4th place is me.
When you were a kid, you probably suffered the awkwardness of being around one of your friends while they were getting told off by an adult. If you want to recapture that excruciating feeling, then just watch this iconic moment of the world's sorest loser, Peter Marsh, railing against all of his guests after he comes in last, but specifically Jane.
I don't know why you're shaking your head at me.
You won, Jane.
His tirade is legendary, as he insults Jane and the other competitors before kicking them out of his house at the end of the night.
Because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
Marsh later told the papers that the show painted him in a bad light, but it's difficult to imagine his infamous rant ever being justified.
So Jane, take your money and get off my property.
Number 2, Nigel's ingredients. Nigel's a bit of an eccentric, and this is never clearer than when we finally head over to his house for dinner. He takes the viewers through his ingredients in the most bizarre way possible, bragging about the food he sourced and what inspired him. We've got opulent ingredients like figs, expensive steak cuts, and even truffles.
And these are the ingredients, figs, for Adam and Eve.
But it's the way he handles the food that makes this moment so memorable, smelling and touching it all, presumably getting everything covered in his germs.
We're talking about rubbed for the mood of love.
Oh, put it down.
Would you want to eat a steak a grown man spent the morning caressing, or a fig he's sniffed? Number 1, the whisk. A cheesecake is a good dessert to serve at a dinner party. There aren't too many people who will turn their nose up at it. Unless, of course, this is how you cook it. In which case, you can't blame anybody for skipping the last course. Kev shows us a novel way to test his chocolate cheesecake mix by shoving the entire whisk into his mouth.
See what that tastes like.
It's weird the first time you see it, and it's still weird dozens of times later. It doesn't really work, and it's quite disturbing to look at. You'll never be able to eat a cheesecake without thinking of Kev again, but it's worth it for the laughs.
Verdict?
Perfect.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.